It's one of those things you never really think about until it's way too late. What happens when the power grid suddenly goes down? Well, today we are breaking down the absolute essentials of emergency power to make sure you are never, ever left in the dark. So just picture it for a second. Everything goes dark, the Wi-Fi's dead, the lights are gone. Now, for most of us, that's just a massive inconvenience, right? But for critical services, it's a full-blown crisis. So what's the plan when that happens? Let's figure that out together.
All right, so why is this such a big deal? I mean, this goes way, way beyond just keeping your phone charged. We're talking about the crucial systems that are designed to keep essential services up and running and to keep people safe when that main power supply just unexpectedly fails. So, if we want to get official about it, an emergency electricity supply is basically a backup that automatically kicks in the second the grid fails. And its main job, it's not to power your whole life indefinitely. It's to provide just enough juice, we're talking at least 3 hours worth, to let everyone evacuate safely or to properly shut down really critical operations without causing total chaos.
A power outage at home? Yeah, it's a hassle, for sure. But in other places, it can spiral into a genuine crisis. And this is where we really need to shift our thinking, from this being a personal problem to a public safety necessity. Let me show you where it really, really matters. And the scope here is just huge. I mean, think about hospitals, where life support systems need constant, uninterrupted electricity, or airports, where a power failure would be absolutely catastrophic. It even includes places like theaters and hotels, where a sudden blackout could easily cause panic and put people in real danger. So, how do we solve this problem? Well, the first and probably most common solution that pops into your head is the classic generator, which is, basically your own personal power plant. Yeah, literally think of it as your own miniature power station. It uses an internal combustion engine running on petrol, diesel, or methane to turn mechanical energy into electricity. It's a really powerful, on-demand solution for when you need a whole lot of juice. But listen, you can't just go out and grab the first one you see. You've got to think about wattage. Is it actually going to power the things you need? Then there's noise. Believe me, your neighbors will thank you for thinking about that one. What kind of fuel does it take and how long can it run on a single tank? And please, don't forget the essential accessories like a transfer switch, which is a critical safety feature we're about to get into. And when it comes to generators, safety is absolutely non-negotiable. A transfer switch is a must-have. It stops your generator from accidentally sending power back into the utility lines, which is incredibly dangerous for the workers trying to fix the problem. Beyond that, you've got to use heavy-duty cords, never, ever refuel a hot running engine, and make sure it has proper ventilation. Ideally, run it outdoors to prevent deadly carbon monoxide buildup. It's also super important to know that not all power is created equal. Your home, it runs on single-phase power, which is totally fine for your lights and your TV, but big industrial sites, they use three-phase power. Think of it like a river. Single-phase is one steady stream, but three-phase is like 3 overlapping waves of power, delivering a much smoother, more powerful flow for all that heavy-duty machinery. And that's why the big generators are built for it. Okay, so generators are powerful, but let's be honest, they're noisy and they need a constant supply of fuel. So what about the silent alternatives? Now we're getting into the really cool world of stored energy, batteries and solar. You see, the beauty of a battery system is that the power is already there, just stored and waiting. So when the grid goes down, the switch is instantaneous and completely silent. There's no engine you have to start and no fuel you have to worry about. It just works. Now, when it comes to these big batteries, you're basically looking at two main players. You've got your lead-acid batteries. They're the common workhorses, but they can be a bit finicky, needing special ventilation. On the other hand, you have alkaline batteries. They're definitely more expensive up front, but they last much longer. They can handle bigger power draws, and they're way more forgiving if you let them run all the way down. And hey, this isn't just some theory. For the most critical applications, I'm talking about ships, hospitals, and large public buildings, that higher upfront cost for alkaline batteries is seen as a totally worthwhile investment for the reliability and safety they bring. It really speaks volumes about how durable they are. But what if even a millisecond of a power break is too long? Well, that's where an uninterruptible power supply, or UPS, comes in. The best way to think about it is like a personal bodyguard for your computer. It sits between the wall and your device, and if the power so much as flickers, it instantly takes over, giving you that crucial window to save your work and shut down safely. No data lost. And finally, let's look to the ultimate renewable backup, the sun. The whole process is actually surprisingly simple. First, solar panels capture sunlight and convert it into DC electricity. Then, an inverter transforms that DC power into the AC power that your home actually uses. Any extra juice you make, well, they get stored in batteries for a rainy day or, for nighttime. And the benefits here are just fantastic. I mean, as long as the sun is shining, you have power. It's completely silent, requires almost zero maintenance, and it's incredibly safe. No fuel, no fumes, no moving parts to worry about. It is literally the definition of clean, quiet energy. Okay, so we've looked at the loud generators, the silent batteries, and the renewable solar options. So how in the world do you choose? Let's put them all head to head to try and make that decision just a little bit easier. Let's really break down these trade-offs. A generator, it's going to give you high power output for a long time, but it's loud and it demands fuel and regular maintenance. A battery system, it'll give you instant silent power, but you're totally limited by how much it can store. And solar is amazing. It's renewable and quiet, but it is 100% dependent on the weather. So here's the bottom line. There is no single magic bullet here. There's no one best option. The right choice for a hospital is going to be completely different from the right choice for a home office. It all comes down to your budget, how much power you need, and which of those trade-offs you're willing to live with. So I'm just going to leave you with this final thought. A power outage isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You've seen the options now, the powerful generator, the silent battery, the renewable solar panel. So the only real question left is, how will you be ready?